It's time for two. It's time for two. It's time for two. It's time for two.
Okay, let's talk about energy. You say that life is energy.
I said life is energy. Well, no, I didn't say that.
You say
I repeated
things.
it. Yeah, I repeated it.
What do you mean?
I meant what Einstein has told the scientific world. E equals mc squared. C is a constant speed of light within this universe. M stands for mass, matter. E, energy. So mass equals energy. The mass, the matter, comes from energy. Energy is first, everything is energy, and then certain little bits in all of that energy will condense so much that it becomes visible. It becomes a material point that is your first atom. Yeah, the helium and the smaller atoms. Those are the first condensation into matter from energy. I have a whole process to go through to get to all the bodies in space, the stars as well as all the rocks and the ice and everything that goes in there. So it's nothing more than condensation of energy. And you make energy contract, condense, only in two ways. Life is simple, right? So you make all matter by condensing the energy, and in the center, if you look at it like a bubble, you put pressure on it. In the center, which is the highest pressure point of this little balloon, eventually matter will start to appear. So hard stuff. You do that by compressing the energy. Yeah? And the only other way is by lowering the temperature, because when you cool things off, they shrink. They're pulled together. Like we do, well, here in Spain you don't have to do it that often, but in Belgium in wintertime, people come out in the street all wrapped up, all warm, wrapped up, and they walk like this.
Wrapped up?
Envueltos en ropa. Envueltos
Because it's very cold.
Because it's cold. And then they come out and they walk like that. All contracted, yeah? Condensed, small. So, energy, and if that energy comes under a lot of pressure and it cools down, at the center of the energy, you have the mass as an expression of all the energies that are in that field. So, a tree has got a specific tree energy. More so, the kind of tree, the pine tree or an oak tree, it's got different energies. They've got all the same energies too, because they're both trees, but they have differences. Yeah? So in the bubble, the two different bubbles. And at the center of that bubble, there's your tree. The same for your dog. He's got an energy field, yeah, that at some point got nicely compressed, and hey, there he is. Nice to have you. Yeah. All human beings, everything, that's what it is.
We have a bubble.
We have a bubble, and you can expand it, you can cringe it down, you can contract away from the world. You know, don't want to have anything to do with this person. You know? I can make it, and you can too, you can make it work that somebody doesn't actually see you.
Really?
You can make
you
yourself, you can make yourself invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just by holding your energy in. And that makes your energy field smaller. And then people don't notice. Yeah? I find it very interesting that lots of, yeah, really, it's a good example. Yeah? If you went to Alderney,
To
Alderney, where I started from,
the
to the
island.
island where I lived.
Like,
Yeah? If you went there and you started researching in the various aspects of life, yeah, to find records of what I've done, what I've got involved in, and so on, yeah, you would find very little.
yeah.
I did an awful lot. I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm not going to tell you all of that. But I've organized a lot of things there. I bet you would hardly find a mention of my name anywhere. I was invisible. Yeah? And that is because my energy is not left there. When I left Alderney, I took 2 bags, put them on the plane, and that was it. That was all I had. I'd lived there for 24 years, and I left with 2 bags, but I had all my energy with me. There was nothing left of me there. And I go back there visiting, yeah, and it's very interesting because I go there, visit certain people, and it flowers, it blooms, it's fantastic, and you know, we can talk, and that's great. I walk on the street, nobody sees me. I recognize people, hardly anybody will ever talk to me.
Where are you living now?
In a caravan.
Really?
At the moment, no, at the
Wow,
moment.
at the
But
moment, holiday.
yeah, we're based in Belgium because I run a small center in Belgium at the moment. But it's not a fixed place. We think that it's time to move. It's time to find a place where there is less opposing pressure, so that the plant that we're seeding will have more power to grow. And one of the thoughts is that Spain may be a good place, but that's a different story.
You say no physical impact far outweighed the physical ones.
Yeah.
What does this mean? Our reactions are more important than that happens to us?
Well, reactions and what happens, those two are linked, but you are the link. Yeah. The main thing that I say with that is all life is energy, and energy moves through other energy fields, and sometimes it doesn't touch it at all. For an example, take the radio. You put the radio down here, you put it on a particular frequency, and you hear a radio station. You turn it on to another frequency and you hear another one, and another one, another one, another one, another one. Yeah? Which means all these radio stations are emitting their programs at the same time. Yeah? It's not so that when you get to a certain frequency that radio station is sending you a signal saying, oh, we're here, you know, and we're doing something, and when you move away they close down. No. All those radio signals are in this place at the same time. What does a radio do? It makes connection to that frequency. It picks out a station. When you do that, the information from that station comes in. You hear it. You go, he's talking rubbish. Yeah? This man shouldn't be on the radio. Okay, so you can have a reaction to it. All the other radio signals from all the other stations that are in this place at the same time, I'm not paying any attention to, because my radio is not tuned into that. So I don't know what music they're playing, don't know what to talk about, so I have no reaction to that. Stays on the outside. Right? So it's about messages. When a message comes in, I have to do something with it. I have to react. Because something is telling me something. So now I have to react. If I don't listen to it, if I keep it out, I don't. Yeah? If you don't turn on the television, you don't turn on the radio, you don't read newspapers, you don't look at the internet, maybe tomorrow Catalonia is free, you know, who knows? But you wouldn't know. You wouldn't have to respond to any questions, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't have to react to it. Because not information that's come in. So these messages are important. Not the way that the message enters your body. That is not so important. Yeah? So that is if for instance, I feel really cold inside. Yeah? I need to warm up. How am I going to do that? What's the best thing? Tell you, it doesn't matter what the best thing is. How are you going to warm up? By putting a warm message inside your system. Yeah? So, I can do that by drinking a herbal tea with herbs that will give off energy and warm me up inside. And as I'm making it, as I'm preparing it, I'm thinking that will do me good. And it does. I warm up. Yeah? But if I don't have those, I could say, oh, I know what will warm me up. I'll make a hot water bottle. In colder regions, people have hot water bottles. Rubber things which they fill with boiling water. Yeah? And then they put it on their tummy. I warm up. I feel a lot warmer now. While the kettle is boiling to pour the water in, I know it's going to make me feel better. The message is already received. So how I warm up doesn't matter. I, for instance, might say, I'm going to have a cup of coffee. And then you have health people saying to me, oh, that's bad for you, you know. You'll dry out when you drink coffee, you know. Your adrenaline will go up and you'll be hyper, you won't. But that's not what I'm drinking it for. I drink a hot coffee to warm up. And it will do that. Because me and the coffee, we have an understanding. You know what you're going to do for me, and he does that. Yeah? That is what is important, the message. Now, two things. One, this is science. It's scientifically proven that if there's an orange lying on the table and I start to peel it with the intention of eating it, my digestive juices that I produce will be very specific to digest the orange that I'm eating. They are already there before I've even put anything in my mouth. So the message is already down there. I don't have to eat it. If I peel a lemon, the different juices down there. Same thing, they're there beforehand. It's about the message in the first place, yeah? But there is another aspect, and that is what you mentioned, your reaction, right? So, on my way home, I'm thinking, oh, you know, this is a story because I don't do these things, you can check. On my way home, I think, you know what, I'll take some flowers and a box of chocolates for my wife. Yeah?
You make this as usual?
Yeah, yeah.
I will ask.
And I think I'll do that, you know, it's great and we'll have a lovely evening together, whatever. So I'll go and get the chocolates, go and get a bunch of flowers, go home. So I come home and I go, here, darling, this is for you. Yeah? And she goes, what have you done now? Have you done something? Do you have to make anything up? This is not right. And I go, no, this is just for you. I was thinking about you when I was driving home and I thought I'll give her something to show her that I was thinking of you. And she doesn't believe me. She's angry because she thinks that I want to soften her because I've done something wrong, or I want to tell her something that's not right, or whatever. Right? I can't change that. That wasn't there at all in my thoughts. So the message is received in a different way. Mm-hmm. I can't change that. So therefore, back to my cup of coffee. Yeah? The people that drink their coffee thinking, oh, I shouldn't do this. Oh, it's not good for me. Oh, damned. I had one yesterday too. Oh, that's not good, is it? Oh, I probably won't sleep tonight. And well, they don't. If I drink my coffee going, great, ha, that's good, you know, and I go to sleep. Does it keep me awake? No, because that wasn't the message between us. Yeah? It is in there, it has the potential to do that, just as the flowers and the chocolate had the potential to make her happy. But if she's actually going to be happy, that's not up to me. Her reaction is not up to me. And this is the crucial bit. So, back to right at the beginning. If I give you a medicine and you don't really want it, not just consciously but subconsciously, the system goes, oh my God, no, can't cope with that. It rejects it. And so people take, as an example, people take antibiotics and feel ill. They ring the doctor and say, I feel ill with these antibiotics. And he says, you better keep on taking them because it will do you good in the long run. I don't believe that. Not anymore. My system is telling me that at this moment in time, I don't want that. Yeah?
But if you believe in the antibiotics, maybe they could
they will,
be good, no?
They will be better accepted. But don't forget, your conscious mind is only a very small little thing. Your unconscious mind is what life is all about. So the messages that you've received throughout life, throughout life, they're sitting in there. And so our habits and our belief systems, they're imprinted in there. And when you then come with a new idea and you go, oh no, coffee won't keep me awake at night, while your mother has always told you and you've experienced it then as well, because when you drink coffee late at night then you don't sleep. And then you put in a new idea, that's one drop on a very hot plate. It won't cool it down, it won't change it. You really have to dig deep to make those kind of changes. So most of us, almost all of our reactions are subconscious. They come from really deep from inside. And that is where we need to go and look for health and disease. Balance and unbalance. And when I find out, when I come across an unbalance in my life, something that I hate my job or whatever it is, it's time to look at that. Because everything that has led to you, accepting the job, wanting the job, accepting the job and so on, may no longer be possible for you. It is tilting, you're going to fall over, you can't keep straight, and so you need to make really serious changes in order to balance it back, to walk straight again, to be healthy again. So it goes really deep. But the good news is, it's only about you. The rest of the world doesn't matter, They can put crap in the water, in the air, in my food, doesn't matter. If I don't tune into that radio and get the message, I don't have to protect myself against it. And that's a good thing to know. That's a good place to start. Don't listen to anybody. Stop reading the books. Stop listening to Patrick Quanten. Just find out for yourself.
So healing is changing your mind.
Healing is changing your mind, Or let's say changing your mind is helping you to heal. Well, healing is a process that is continuous. It goes on all the time, every moment of your life. Because healing is nothing more than cleaning up. So every moment of your life, cells are dying. You're thinking, I'm talking. As I'm doing that, I burn energy. That energy makes me do certain things, but also leaves waste behind. I need to deal with that waste. So it's a normal process. It's nothing magical. It's nothing that comes from anywhere or is instigated by anything. It just happens. Part of normal life. Healing. Nothing. The problem with healing is that we're in the way. A dog sees, smells the grass that he needs, goes and eats it, stimulates his healing process, done. Our conscious mind and what they put in there, the messages that they put in and that we received, this is good for you, that's bad for you, you have to be scared of this, you don't be afraid of that, don't do that, that's going to create chaos, all of that, all those messages we're stuck with, and they get in the way of what you need to do. And so often I hear people say, I know I need to make this change, but I can't. I know I need to stop drinking coffee. I'm not telling them that. But if they feel that they need to, there you go. Do it. Stop it. Stopping smoking is nothing more than saying to yourself, I don't want to smoke. I don't need it for anything. So the reasons, the messages that have caused me to smoke, I no longer need. So the cigarettes just go into the bin. Yes, but then I get ill. No, you get healthy. You may feel bad for a while, but that is because your system is clearing up. So when you make big changes, whatever they are, throwing away your cigarettes, no longer being afraid, if you manage to do that, you're not going to feel well while you're doing that. Why? Because the old messages that are stored inside, they need to be altered, they need to be cleaned up. They need to be loosened up, and the power need to be taken out of them. While you're doing that, you're burning a lot of energy. So you're not going to feel very good. You're going to feel tired, listless, not wanting to eat anything, maybe even headaches, all the tension, have I done it right? But eventually, It's just a matter of repeating. Yeah? That's how you learn to ride a bike. By getting up again. Fall off, get up again. Do it again. And eventually it becomes easy. Once it becomes easy, the old pattern is gone. Or it's not gone, but it's lost its power. It's still there, but it's lost its power. And the new one is in place. Changing your mind.
It's easy.
Yeah.
All people,
Yep.
we can do it. Okay, we change the topic. You have written an article called Pay Attention to Intention, How Intention Shapes the World We Live in, about the time reversed effects,
Yeah.
where effects precedes cause. I was shocked about this information because it's very so it's not this is not against the laws of the universe.
No.
Because I always heard that the cause is the first and after is the effect. Can you talk a little about this?
Yeah. Well, of course you have action and reaction. Yeah. Of course. So I'm not saying that it's different. That's the first thing. Intention. What I mean by that is the message. The message. What am I intending to do this for? What is my intention? It's more important than how I do it. If I want to drink my hot coffee to warm up, that's the intention, and my method holds the potential. The hot coffee can warm me up, then it will do that, and far less of all the rest of the potentials in the coffee. So my intention is important. What we're doing, what we're seeing now in our world is that the method is always talked about and promoted. I see lots of people giving massage courses, right? And I have a look at the books, and the whole book is full of methods. You do it this way, 3 times that way, 3 times the other way, then you turn around, all that, and first this, then that, then never do that, always do this, and full of methods and rules, and yeah, hardly ever do I find a small piece or larger piece on what are you doing this for? Why are you massaging? Oh, well, it's a good job and I like it. All right, okay. Well, then that intention will show through your results. What was your intention? Well, I need to do 3 massages a day to pay my bills. Okay. Yeah, that's why you're massaging. Doesn't matter who comes or what, right? If you do this with intention, then you will say to somebody, whoa, I don't think that we're going to get anywhere with this. I don't think you should come back. This is something that we've tried now 3 times. This doesn't feel right for me. Yeah, it's not what it should be. Sorry, I don't do this anymore. Oh, but he wanted to come every week. It's a good income. No. If you do this with intention, then the intention should be to help somebody. Yeah? And if you notice that you're not helping somebody, and don't kid yourself, don't fool yourself. Oh, but he likes coming here. He's always so happy when he leaves here. So I've helped him a little bit. No. You've helped yourself feeling much better. Yeah? So the intention creates or helps to create a clearer picture of action and reaction. And that is important. Now, I've got my reaction. Yeah? My wife has reacted to the flowers and the chocolate. Not what my intention was, right? that backfires onto my action, because now I question my action. Yeah? I now have an experience. I've noticed. What do you think will happen tomorrow when I drive back home and thinking about my wife and thinking, oh, I should get her something before I go home? My action is determined by a previous reaction. And that is how we learn. That is how I learned that no treatment is actually going to cure anybody, because I've looked at reactions. Some good, some not good. Some good, some not good. It's not good enough for me. I was looking, my intention was, this may sound pedantic, but when I started university, my intention for becoming a doctor was to get rid of all the diseases in the world. That was my intention. That is why I could never really find myself happy as a doctor, because I didn't get there. And that is what I'm still working at. It's still my intention. But now I know that it means something different than it did back then. Yeah? But the intention gets you a lot further and is a pointed arrow. And that doesn't actually stray, that stays online.
Yes, but you wrote, for example, Leibovici. How do you pronounce Leibovici? Just scientific. Leibovitz,
yeah.
Okay. You wrote, offer the most challenging idea of all. The thoughts can affect other things no matter when the thought is made. And Dean Redding, how do you pronounce Dean Redding?
Yeah, Dean Redding.
All thoughts about something can affect our past reaction times. We can change our past?
No, reaction time. The past reaction times.
Not the past.
No.
The past reaction time.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
No.
Okay.
It's about your reaction times.
Okay.
So, and that is through experience, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
So you no, the past. I think it's a problem that we have difficulty in facing, and that is that everything in our past is still there. It's still somewhere. It's recorded. We don't want to be reminded of who we were when we were 16, or what you did to your parents or whatever. But in effect, it is part of who I am now. So, it would be good to recognize that we are all human beings full of mistakes. We've all made a large number of small and huge mistakes. Mistakes as in, that wasn't right, that was not fair, I didn't treat that person right, I conned the person, whatever it was. But it all helped to push me in a certain direction, to make me think, to give me experiences that will make me the person that I become later. You need to fall off your bike in order to keep a better balance. Yeah? If you were riding, and this is a problem in our time, if you were riding your bike with sensors on either side that would keep it upright, and you just had to pedal, you didn't have to pay any attention to staying in balance, from the moment one of those sensors would misfire or drop out, you wouldn't know what to do. You'd become very weak. So we need the past in order to build today. And that will shape our future. because I'll make decisions about my past. And I'll go, no, I'm not doing that anymore. Okay? Nope. And then things can happen, same things can happen. I'm not responding in the same way. My reaction will be different. Yeah?
Okay. You wrote recently an article about independence. You know, Catalonia is immersed in a process of independence. Do you have any advice for us?
I've been following this as much as you can from a distance, well, right from the start, let's say right from the start when it hit Europe, yeah, because it's a process that has been going on here for a long time. Yeah, these kind of election results don't happen overnight. There is 10, 15, 20, maybe 100 years, whatever, that goes before that. But when it got to my attention and I started following it, I got very intrigued by the way the people that were promoting some sort of independence, let's call it like that, by the way they were trying to keep the peace and calm. Yeah? They were not trying to stir things up and create a bloody revolution, if you like. In my opinion, they were very clever in how they were using the powers that they had, not claiming anything else, not doing anything else. So I thought that was different. I thought that that would be a gift to all people, also the people that don't want independence, but also the rest of Spain, also the rest of Europe. I think there's a lot of examples put there. And for me, it was a follow-up on Greece, what has happened in Greece and how they did that and how Europe dealt with Greece. I see Brexit happening, and then I would say Brexit is a total disaster. Greece was a disaster that is still managed within the boundaries of disaster, and Catalonia still has an opportunity of not entirely being a disaster. And I think especially with the changes that have recently happened in Madrid itself, I think maybe there are still other possibilities. But on a general note, freedom. Yeah? You cannot be healthy as an individual, you cannot be healthy if you're not left alone to make your own decisions. And the fact that I want it this way today and that way tomorrow, because that is what I need, not what I want, not what I want, what I need deep inside myself, what my system requires. Yeah? If an individual needs freedom in order to become healthy, then a group of people need the freedom to become healthy as a group. And I think this is one of the things that will happen in the not so distant future. If we look at the maps now, there are artificially lines drawn everywhere, right? And if you go on the ground and you talk to people, then you go, oh really, okay, there's the border, but the people on the other side of the border there, they're really the same as us. And you find that a lot throughout Europe, right? If we now think not in terms of these artificial lines of government saying, that's me, that's for me, that's yours, that's mine, that's, yeah, I have the power over this. If we don't do that, and we leave groups of people to their own devices, give them the power to decide. Yeah? Do you want to ban fishing? Do you want to ban fox hunting? Do you want to live off the land? Do you want to, whatever it is, yeah? Let them make their own decisions. Then you see that regions will make decisions. And that groups of people will have similar ideas. And what is important then is that these groups of people go, look, here in this region, this is how we do it.
You want some water?
No, fine,
okay.
yeah. This is how we do it, yeah? Whether you like it or you don't like it, doesn't matter. If you want to live here, this is how we do it. If you don't want to live here, it's a big world out there. Go and find your own community. In other words, you know, people that want the freedom to have to make certain decisions, give them that. And others will make it other decisions. I live here, but go and change, move, go somewhere else. Because here we do it differently. And so you get a redistribution of people over that map. You shouldn't put them together just because you say that they belong together. You should let people get drawn to each other. Up the mountain, in the valleys, down by the river, by the sea, in the Sahara Desert, whatever. But then give them the freedom to make choices so they can live there, so they can survive there. So don't sit behind the big desk in Madrid, in Brussels, wherever, and tell country people how to live their lives, or tell fishermen how to live their lives. If you talk to fishermen, they will tell you. They will tell you what is needed. Yeah? Keep them, all of them, away because they don't belong here. Give this bit of sea back to us. Yeah? And we, amongst us, will talk about it. We'll make sure that there's enough fish in the sea forever. It's simple. So, it's a great future.
Great future.
Yeah.
At that point of your life, what are you focused on now?
Really, now there's only one thing left, really, and that is to talk to people.
Talk to people?
Yeah. Just give people the information, give them the tools, show them the direction, give them the tools to work with, and allow them to do what they need to do. There's no need to write a new Bible, a book of instructions, how to live your life, you know, a little red book from Mao Zedong. Yeah? There's no need for that anymore, because living your life will be guided by nature, which is inside you. And the only thing we need, well, there's two things we need. One is we need to listen to that and find our own personal answers inside ourselves. And then, two, by that, realizing that in order for me to be healthy and a happy human being, I want to be left alone, not told what to do, then I can be happy. If that is the case, then that is true for my neighbor as well. Which means I need to let everybody else do whatever they need to do as well. And if we have those two things, I think we're not far away from the gates of heaven. And all I have left to do is to tell people about this. That's all.
It's enough.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Patrick. I hope we can see again and make more interviews because it's so interesting.
Yeah, we can. I don't think that we need to.
With your Spanish and my better English and.
Yeah, there's all sorts of possibilities, but we can get closer together, and there's still a future, and there's still a lot of things that will develop and that we can have a look at. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you, Jose, to be here.
Thank you.
Both, it's been a
Thank
pleasure. An easy way to.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
It's time for two. 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 It's time for two.